Welcome to Own Your Words. In a heartbeat. Idiom, meaning with examples. Meaning. 1. Used for saying that, you are very willing to do something. 2. In a very brief time, without any delay or hesitation. 3. Very quickly, without needing to think about it. 4. If something happens very quick, or immediately, it happens in a heartbeat. Examples. 1. It is not safe, you know, highwaymen will slice your throat in a heartbeat. 2. If you begin the week single, that could change in a heartbeat, when local teams are socializing. 3. Faravellos with its palaces of cedar and pink marble had vanished in a heartbeat. 4. Don't think for a minute, owner Jerry Jones wouldn't trade places with Bob McNair in a heartbeat. 5. If I had the money, I would go back to college in a heartbeat. 6. Just tell me that you need me, and I'll come there in a heartbeat. 7. Even though the job was difficult, he says he'd agree to do it again in a heartbeat. 8. If Leo isn't being noticed, he'll do something to correct that oversight in a heartbeat. 9. Relatives would have taken the unwanted children, in a heartbeat. 10. Cuban said instant replay could solve the problem, in a heartbeat. Keep at arm's length. Idiom, meaning with examples. Meaning. 1. If you keep someone at arm's length, you avoid becoming too friendly, or involved with them. 2. To avoid being very close to, or friendly with someone or something. 3. To not allow someone to become too friendly with you. Examples. 1. I always had the feeling, she was keeping me at arm's length. 2. Since going to college, he has kept his old friends at arm's length. 3. They no longer trust her, and are keeping her at arm's length. 4. Brian had tried to get close, but his father had kept him at arm's length. 5. She said she would like to keep him at arm's length, until she got to know him better. 6. He is using this as a basis for, keeping me at arm's length emotionally. 7. He always had the feeling that, she was keeping him at arm's length. 8. He looks to be a fishy person. I would keep him at arm's length if I were you. 9. He did not have a very cordial relationship with his family, and kept them at arm's length. 10. We proposed the idea to the management, but they are keeping it at arm's length for now. 11. Common bra sizing mistakes keep you just at arm's length, from comfort and style. 12. They're difficult to deal with, and I want to keep them at arm's length. Last but not least. Idiom, meaning with examples. Meaning. 1. Used to say that a final statement is, not less important than previous statements. 2. You use last but not least to say that, the last person or thing to be mentioned is, as important as all the others. 3. Used when you mention the person or thing in a list, in order to say that they are equally important. 4. Importantly, despite being mentioned after everyone else. Examples. 1. And, last but not least, I thank Begona Canup for her interest in the book. 2. Last but not least, I want to thank my wife Laura for all her help during the campaign. 3. Last but not least, there is a change whose virtue no serious historian would question. 4. The television is big, has an excellent picture, and last but not least, it's cheap. 5. And last but not least, I apologize to the people of Japan, and I deeply regret my action. 6. Last but not least, corruption, however, is a significant variable and causes delays. 7. Last but not least, they all count among the most advanced countries in the region. 8. Last but not least, our approach seems to be well suited for debugging and profiling purposes. 9. Last but not least, this mode of argument is tied to a fame quotient and to periodicity. 10. Last but not least, we are grateful to the anonymous referees for their useful comments. 11. I would like to thank my publisher, my editor, and, last but not least, my husband. 12. And last but not least, a bonus deal for those of you who just like to watch the world burn. Make ends meet. Idiom, meaning with examples. Meaning. 1. To have enough money to pay for the basic necessities. 2. If you make ends meet, you earn just enough to pay for a place to live and your daily expenses. 3. To have just enough money to pay for the things that you need. 4. Only just enough money to buy the things you need. Examples. 1. She is unemployed and depends upon benefits to make ends meet. 2. With the car repairs, I just don't see how we're going to make ends meet this month. 3. The most deprived sections of the population are finding it hard to make ends meet. 4. To make ends meet, she works for a travel company and makes dumplings for a cafeteria. 5. After the large income tax hike, many people suddenly found it difficult to make ends meet. 6. You know how it was, Grief sold anything for a few bobs, to make ends meet. 7. It's not easy to make ends meet with a big family, but somehow we manage. 8. The couple's income was just enough, to make ends meet each month. 9. Actually I think she's having trouble making ends meet, now that she's retired. 10. My wife and I both have to work full-time, just to make ends meet these days. 11. Does the government really think elderly people can make ends meet on their pensions? 12. After the large income tax hike, people suddenly found it difficult to make both ends meet. Not or never in a million years. Idiom, meaning with examples. Meaning. 1. Used as a strong way of saying that something is extremely unlikely or impossible. 2. Never, used for emphasizing that something will never happen. 3. The phrase not in a million years means never, not at any point or absolutely no circumstances. 4. Used to emphasize that something is impossible, or very unlikely to happen. Examples. 1. No parent is going to believe this pigtail story, not in a million years. 2. He was rich as Croesus, something he had never expected to be, not in a million years. 3. Never in a million years did I think that I would actually win the lottery. 4. You'd never in a million years see a dancing man in a field in the country. 5. Never in a million years will I sign up for a system that is open to hacking. 6. She would never say something like that, never in a million years. 7. She was a model child. Never in a million years would I have thought she would have done this. 8. We are never going to rid Nigeria of corruption this way. Never in a million years. 9. Never in a million years did I think I could win this money, but I have. 10. But was it an experience that one could forget easily? Never in a million years. 11. Never in a million years would I try to hit someone in the face like that. 12. We just never dreamed that something like this would happen. Never in a million years. If you like the video, please hit the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for more videos.